Hello,
Hello.
And hello.
welcome to World Cinema with HMR. Yes.
I'm not going to start because I'll get angry about mine, so I'll
Okay,
save that for
we'll
last.
we'll have the angry rant at last.
We've got 3 films for World Cinema. Mine is from Japan.
Mine is from.
You've just looked at it
I didn't look at the actual place. It's
somewhere.
German, maybe.
We think it's German.
Mine's from Canada.
Alright, buddy. Right, well, I suppose
Wait.
while he's doing that,
Yeah.
I'll start off on mine. Mine is a film that came after a TV series, which is, that premise itself is not unusual, but the film itself is unusual for HMR because it's an anime film. A film called Cowboy Bebop.
Okay, it's actually.
I've reviewed
It's
anime
probably
before.
French,
Yeah.
German, and American. I'll go with German.
So,
Sorry, what?
Cowboy Bebop is an anime that was made in the 90s, I think.
98 possibly.
Yeah. The TV series follows a spaceship that flies around all over the place, and they are basically space cowboys,
Yeah.
which is kind of one of my favourites.
bounty hunters,
Bounty
really,
hunters, yeah. It ends up with 4 of them on the ship, and as the series,
5. They got a dog.
and 5 if you include the dog, which I suppose is the main character. As the series goes on, the ship's crew grows and then trails off. The series, they did 2 series, which were 24 episodes I think in total, which was split into 2 series. At the end of the 2 series, they decided that they didn't want to do any more because the writer just felt that that was the end of it. After a little while, they made a film, which is what I'm going to be talking about today. The film isn't really, I mean, it does follow the series, it's sort of set in the middle of the 2 series, but it has no real impact on the series, so you can watch it standalone if you wanted to. The film premise itself is about an ex-military chap who went off, got post-traumatic stress disorder, was experimented on, and then he's decided that he doesn't know whether the reality that he lives in is real or not, and he wants to basically wipe out a lot of people, and the crew inadvertently end up trying to stop him. It's a very good film in the sense that it's well written, it's well acted, the voice acting. Who does Spike? I never remember his name.
Is it Steve Blue?
Yeah, who does anime voices for everything in the world.
Yeah.
Everything. So yeah, so he again plays a very good voice actor in the series. The animation itself is, I would say, sort of classic 90s kind of animation.
I really like this. Usually in Japanese animation, when you have a fight scene, you have someone flying along and someone
Yeah,
else flying
lots
along,
of
a lot of speed lines, and then they go bing and go past each other, and someone dies. And fight scenes are usually crap in animation.
Yep.
The hand-to-hand fight scene at the end
They're
of
awesome.
this, it's
It's on top of the
on top of the
Eiffel
tower thing. It's the best animated fight scene I've ever seen. It's like everything, you know. It's just like
It's
a
a
proper fight
martial
scene.
arts
Yeah,
fight scene, yeah.
It's a martial arts fight scene. It's like proper. It's just as if it was live action,
Mhm.
and then they've animated it. It's not like we'll have someone go in a close up, and no, it's just a shot of 2 people having a fight,
Yeah.
and it's
excellent.
really good.
I mean, there's a lot of good things I could say about the film, but I'll try and sum it up in this sense. In terms of Hollywood films and a lot of films around the world that are created, the film is made for a storyline. So it starts at the beginning of the storyline, you find out more about what's going on, and then they find a way to break whatever is going on, and then it ends. In Bebop, the storyline's almost a secondary thing. It's really a film about a group of people living, just doing what they do to try and make money, and the storyline is sort of part of how they do it. So it never feels like it's rushed or forced to me. It's a really, really good film, and there's lots of different characters that they bring in at different times, and they're all there for a specific reason. But there's lots of random stuff as well. Like I think there's one of the characters sort of randomly encounters the main like sort of bad guy in the film, and then that's sort of her finished with the storyline. Really, she's in it, but she doesn't really do anything. The younger one, whatever you want to call it, Ed or whatever, is involved in the hacking process, but then doesn't really have very much more to do with the storyline. And the dog Ein is there, and he's there all the way through the film, but doesn't really need to be. But I like that. I like the fact that there's stuff in there that doesn't need to be in there, because now a lot of action films and things like that feel like every single bit that they put in needs to be there, and there's no like pattern or anything.
Yeah, everything has to be there because it's going to do some purpose.
Yeah. And this doesn't have that. So yeah, Cowboy Bebop, been out quite a while. Anime, a lot of people probably don't like, some people do like, but give it a try, give it a check out.
Bit like just what I was saying there, it doesn't need to be there, but it is there. We were playing DayZ the other night. We're in a big open countryside, we're in all these unexplored villages, we're in some like woods and lakes and shit like that, and all of it massively expanded, huge world. No one's probably ever been there because it's right at the edge of the map. There's no real reason for it to be there because you have to go out your way to find it.
And there's nothing you can eat, drink, or anything
but
there.
the fact
you
is,
get up there and you've gone out, you're dead.
Yeah, but the fact is that it is there.
Mm-hmm.
It's there in the first place, so you can find it. But like
Random
it
there,
doesn't need to be
but
there.
I know what
but
you're
it
saying.
is there.
Yeah, I see where you want that. Do you want to do your film tech?
Right. My film was probably brought about because I was going through a session of listening to a certain Cradle of Filth album quite a bit. And it's a film about one of the most prolific serial killers in history, Elizabeth Bathory, I think that's how you pronounce her name, said to have killed, by some reports, up to 650 young girls over the course of so many years. So the film, the film I ended up watching was called The Countess, and what I was looking for in the film was pretty much a horror film. There's a lot of different types of films you can get from this like real life story. A lot of them are like vampire type films. There's been, because of what happened in real life, she was charged with killing all these people, like mutilation, ripping off fingernails, starvation, freezing to death, biting the faces, burning them, whatever. And then at some point the idea got attached was that she used to bathe in the blood of these like virgin girls she killed in order to try and retain her youth, which gave rise to the vampire myth. And so
This wasn't recently though.
no, this was 16th, 15th century.
Yeah, it was a long time
in
ago.
Romania, Hungary, sorry. And so every film you see, especially in the 70s and all that, it's just like a vampire film.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to try and find was a horror film that wasn't a vampire film, which dealt with the murders. And so what I ended up wasn't particularly what I expected. It was pretty much my last world cinema film, but wasn't what I expected. Valhalla Rising.
God.
It was more of a drama, but it did.
Mention that.
It included. It didn't have the whole thing of vampirism, but it did have the like bathing in blood type thing. So this film is more like a chronicle of the entire life of the Countess, and it stars directed by and written by Julie Delpy, and also stars Daniel Bruhl, who I saw in Rush, which I really liked him in because he was Nicky Lauda, mint role. But in this, he's sort of like the main male character, and it's sort of like a drama about the life of this woman who is driven insane slightly by the loss of a love because he's forced away, and also she's worried about her looks and how, because right when she's starting to feel like she's getting old, she's about 30, 36 or something, this man disappears from her life. He's like 21 years old and they're in love, and he disappears. is actually sent away by his dad, and she just becomes paranoid, and she eventually comes to this idea that a young girl's blood makes her skin look youthful, and these ideas get reinforced by what other people say, what she believes, and you see like her, it's like a psychosis,
Yeah.
like and she starts really believing that this is all happening, and then you see a bit of blood, you see implements used, and you see wolves ripping at corpses and things like that, and it's like, oh yeah, well, there's not a lot of blood letting in the film.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah, it's
You've really got a taste for that mojito, like, haven't you?
It's starting to grow on me.
like there's a lot of high society, noble life.
Interview with a Vampire sort of style.
Yeah, like in like European, it's like we'll go to dances and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Eventually, you see the cat like Elizabeth, as her name is, like her like descent into like her beliefs of like she'll retain her youth. It's like a gift of God and all this. And eventually, people starting to compile evidence against her. But not only just to bring her to justice, but also to bring her for their own ends, because her husband and her build up this dynasty basically, and they own a lot of land. The crown owes the crown owes them money, and a lot of people can benefit by getting her out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like, yes, the people who bring her to justice are doing it for their own ends,
Yeah.
but
It's the right end, but it's
Yeah.
not done in the right way.
yeah, but it is done, and it basically follows her from being a child, growing up, being schooled, and blah blah blah, in course of 30 years, like it's just sort of like a montage basically. She gets married, has kids, builds up this empire. Her husband dies. She falls in love, and then he gets sent away, and she starts going a bit mental, and then the killings start. You don't see a lot of them. It doesn't shy away from showing blood. You see a body cut in two at one point, but it doesn't
It's
have.
not go for the sake of it.
Yeah, but it doesn't have like. That's not the focus of the film, and that's sort of what I wanted, because that's like what I was looking for in the film about this. Like I wanted this like a horror type film, but this is more of a drama of her life. And eventually you see the trial, and she's not executed. She is.
Yeah, she's exiled or somewhere, isn't she?
It's like house arrest. She's boarded up in a wing of like her castle. She's like bricked in,
Mm-hmm.
and they just leave a slot, and she lives in these like few rooms for like about 4 years, and she eventually dies. In the film, it shows her killing herself, but I don't know if that actually happened. But it's like,
What do you think of the film?
I sort of liked it. I couldn't stop watching it while I was watching, because I was like, oh yeah, I need to go to the toilet. I just sit and watch this. But yeah, it wasn't exactly my kind of film. It did show the story of what happened, of what history says happened. That's actually what it makes a point of that as well, because it's narrated by Daniel Bruhl, who's this character of. So he knew her up until before the killings start, and then he's sent away. And his narration is like, history tells us that she committed all these murders. I wouldn't know because I wasn't there.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she did this. So, because it's one of these things, it's back in those times, did
It's
she
like
do
a
it? I mean,
myth and legend.
there's been films made that like say she was a victim of like conspiracies and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's
What did you not like about the film then? So obviously you haven't. it hasn't
there
taught you
was a
what you
lot.
love
There was a lot spent on just like normal life of like high society, especially like earlier on, and there was like people like her, was it uncle, cousin, like just his sort of plotting, and then like noble people going around on horses and talking to people and blah blah blah.
You didn't like that bit.
No, Like I say, it was more of a drama film. When I'd been listening to Cradle of Filth and I wanted horror.
Would you give it a good rating, though?
For what it was good at what it did. It just wasn't what I was looking for. So I'd probably say 6 out of 10. Like I say, like when it showed violence, it didn't shy away from showing it. You see a body cut in half. You see.
But it just wasn't quite.
You see basically like an Iron Maiden type thing being used, but like there wasn't a lot of violence, and it wasn't, yeah. But like I said, it does a good job. It does a good job of telling the story as history knows it.
How is
So
it?
there we go.
Right.
Now the angry review.
This film, when I looked at it, because I actually bought it, you know, I seen it, I was like,
Did you buy Valhalla Rising?
Yes, exactly. I got duped again, funny enough. I looked at the back and it was like these explosions going off and people in World War One.
Is it a Daniel Bay?
No,
Michael
it's
Bay
not.
film? Daniel Bay.
And
Still
you see
think
them like
Daniel
over the
Bro.
top of the trenches, and I was looking at them, reading the back going, shows the horrors of war, camaraderie, and subsequent blah blah blah. I was like,
Large bowl of porridge.
yeah, you know what it is? This sounds good. I'll buy it.
What was it called?
1914, The War to End All Wars. Right?
Sounds like a good title.
Well, it won awards at these film festivals I had never heard before.
Valhalla Rising.
Same as Valhalla Rising, yes. And it was like best film of this film festival,
Right.
best film of this film festival. I was like, I've been duped before, but I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a go. So I gets it, sticks it in the machine, and funny enough, the Xbox went as I put it in. So I was thinking, yeah, and I watched it.
Okay.
And you know what? I can't even remember the actors' names. It's that bad. These trenches, I am not kidding you. I've seen ditches in the side of the road, deeper. They walked along, shoulders, head above this trench, going, why hasn't any of these fuckers got shot yet? Seriously? And I'd be talking away to each other, it's like, there's just no emotion. It's like, Lieutenant, this kid's only 16. Well, he shouldn't be here. Well, can you send him home? No. Right. But yeah, we'll just walk along there. Out of the whole film, 2 people get killed. This is World War One.
The War to End All Wars.
The war to end all wars. Where if it's 2 people getting killed, well, I suppose the Germans fucking won then, didn't they? Because they're only 2 fucking Canadians. Seriously, that's how bad it is. Shoulder height above the trench, walking along, it's like boom, boom in the distance. You're thinking, okay.
When was it
Boom.
made?
Last year.
So, in comparison to a TV series that we watched very recently,
Just before this,
Our World War.
which is on the BBC.
worth watching.
Yeah, you know what it is? That's brilliant. This is shit. There's no other way to start. But I even took it down. My granddad went, Granda, give that a watch. Went down 3 days later. He goes, what the fuck did you bring me down? You know, that's how bad it is. He goes, the acting's terrible. I was like, yeah, I know. So why'd you give us it? Just to see what you would say about it.
Because I don't want it.
I don't want it. I goes, you can keep it. He goes, right, true. He goes, when I die, you got me DVDs. So I still get the fucker back. I can't win. It is that bad. I mean, the only good thing I can actually say about this film is hats off to wardrobe.
Yeah.
You've got all the uniforms cop on. But then again, you don't see the Germans, so I suppose you save time there, don't they? So you don't have to do them uniforms. I mean, even on the box, this big battle scene that it like portrays is right at the very end where they go over the top, but you don't see it. Go, I can't even whistle now. Go over the top, boom, boom, film ends.
Well, like Blackadder.
Yeah. But on the back of the box, you see them all running, charging bayonets with explosions going off everywhere, and you're like, oh, no, it's not there. It's not even in the fucking film. I mean, there's one point, this young kid that's only 16-year-old or 15, I can't remember, because it's that terrible, goes, and runs, he climbs out the trench, right, and starts running towards the German lines. For one, if he's running away, he's running the wrong fucking way for one. And then like two people that know, like one person knows him, the other one trying to look after him. They jump out the trench to go and get him. You don't see them go and get him, But they run back. Like, what are you doing, you silly bastard? And he's like, oh, I just want to go home and see me mum. Not once did I hear a sniper go, or a machine gun open up. You hear a few explosions, but like they're the same few explosions I've been hearing all the way through the fucking film that are nowhere near the fucking trench.
You didn't get like wrapped up in razor wire or sunk in the mud or anything like that, or blew up by a mine.
No, runs out the trench. They drag him back. That's when someone gets shot in the head. It's like, well, hang on a second, they've had their heads out all the time. That must be the laziest German sniper along the front.
It's like,
Oh well,
shit.
I suppose I'll have one of these ones.
No, it's like,
I'll wait to get a bit closer.
no, it's like you just sat there like that. They do realise I can see the heads. Actually, I can see the shoulders as well. You know what it is?
There's no sport in this.
Yeah, I'll just take me time. I don't even need to pull the trigger yet. I'm going to hit someone today. Yeah. Germany wins the war. Obviously. Honestly, it's that bad. It is absolutely terrible. It really is that bad.
You've got a big thing about war films, haven't you?
But yeah, I love war films. I really do. And especially the thing is, it got released last year. And
Close to the 100th anniversary.
close to the 100th anniversary, you at least turn around and at least make a half-assed attempt, not this dribble. I mean, the best World War I war film I've ever seen is an American film, and it was produced by ABC. Is it ABC or NBC? One of the two. But it was one of the big like TV companies, and it's absolutely brilliant. They get all the uniforms cock on, even the German uniforms cock on. It is a war movie in the sense that it is just a war movie. They've done it perfectly right, and that's the best World War I war movie I've ever seen.
We talk about films on here a lot in the sense
Obviously.
in the sense that some are good and some are bad.
3 out of 10, by the way. It's shit.
Some are good and some are bad, and
Yeah.
sci-fi and films that are films that have a bad story or badly produced, you can say they're not very good and you can sort of move on because they're a film that has been made and a story that's been written and all that sort of stuff. When you're doing things like
It's a
First
bad
World
story,
War,
badly produced.
but that's my point, when you've got the First World War and Second World War and things like that, there isn't really no excuse to get it wrong.
No, because everyone fucking knows what happens.
Exactly. That's my point.
It's annoying.
So why should they get it wrong?
They shouldn't.
So why should they produce a film that does get it wrong? Where is it? This is
You know
my
why?
argument that
Because
always
war
comes
movies have become lazy.
Yeah, but that's my point. It's the point that I always bring forward. Where are the people who watched this before it went out into the cinema and said, "Oh yeah, it's a great film"? Where are these people? I want to speak to them because they've done some shit in the last few years.
You know, I'd love to be hired just as a war movie critic. Just go,
No.
sit there and watch that. Snap. Chuck it in the bin. You put that on the big screen, I swear to God, I will make sure that every fucker boycotts it. That's what you needed. That's what you need. You need someone like me just turn around and go, what the fuck you doing?
Do you remember
laugh.
not very long ago when they had the big thing about the Reviewers Guild?
No.
And they were saying that they were paying. It started off with video games actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
British video game critics.
They were paying them to do good reviews.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mentioned that about movie reviewers. The big ones are all played by movie companies to go, oh, look at this film, it's amazing. Like Cloud Atlas, or Sky Atlas, what it was fucking called.
Cloud Atlas.
Yeah, with Tom Hanks. It's shit. It is shit. And they 5 stars, brilliant. Tom Hanks is great as well. No, it's not. It's shit. It's terrible. It's utter bollocks. It is fucking wank.
Like Tom Hanks' greatest film. Have you ever seen The Burbs?
It is absolutely, it's terrible. It's like, yeah. And it's not even a war movie, it's all about fucking religion and fucking good versus evil, do the right thing. It's me. It is, it's crap.
But that's my point though, that's what I'm getting at. The reviewers and the critics don't review and don't critic anymore.
Criticise.
Critique.
Oh,
But they don't do it anymore. All they do is they say, this major motion company has produced a film, I want some money.
Therefore it's good.
Yeah, exactly.
Therefore it's good.
But then, you know, we've talked about that
That's good,
before,
yeah,
and
that's
we've
good.
said that that's where we come in. Generally, that's where you started all of this.
Yeah, because I was shit of all the bullshit. Shit of all the bullshit.
Shit of all the bullshit.
Sick of all the bullshit.
I've had a few. but I'm alright.
So
it was going down easier now.
it's because you were angry. That's why.
Yeah.
Do you want to wrap that up then? Oh, by
You know,
the
I want
way,
to wrap that up in a pile of shit and burn it.
my review, although I didn't say it before, I would give a 9 out of 10.
Yes.
So go and see it.
That's very good. Japan does some very good things.
Yeah, Japan do amazing animes. Yeah, probably one of the best at doing them.
Yeah.
It seems like nobody can do war films because everybody fucking sucks at them these days. Just thought I'd mention that.
No, they don't. What did we just watch like an
Pe-
hour ago?
period.
That's not a war film. No.
Yeah, no, but they've done it right.
Yeah, but that's not a film. It's
I know, but they've done it right though.
yes.
That's my point.
So
If they can do it right, why can't they make a film that's right? There's no reason that they can't do it. It's just laziness.
Exactly, laziness. Bastards.
Because you have to get big names.
So mine was
Big
9.
monies.
Tegs was a 7,
Six.
6.
Good period drama about a serial killer.
Ebbs was a 3. I'm surprised it got that
Which
high,
is a
to be
shit
honest.
period. Just a period.
Why didn't it get a 3?
The
Was that
whole
wardrobe?
film. was just
Wardrobe.
a whole
That is
film.
the only reason it gets
Wardrobe
3.
got 3 points.
Yeah, wardrobe itself got 3 points. That's it.
But you still wouldn't advise anybody to see it.
No.
Pretty terminal, really.
Yeah,
Isn't
you
it?
can't,
You know
can't
what
even
it
go
is?
and see it for the.
You know what it is?
Don't even go and see it for the suits.
Download pictures of it and look at the uniforms and go, you know what, they're really good uniforms. There you go.
What's the film called?
1914, what it all was.
1914.
Something stupid like that. anyway.
1914.
Oh, that's how shit it is, isn't it? I don't even remember if that's the proper name for it or not. It's terrible.
It's been a while since I've seen you this angry about a film.
It's shit. It's bollocks. Crap.
Shit, bollocks, and crap.
Eh?
War to
Yeah,
end all wars.
And on that note,
Well, let's see what
oh,
the review came up at.
To end all wars, the story of is that it? No.
yeah,
The war to end war.
right,
World War One. To end all wars.
We might come back to this.
yes.
We might not.
Oh, you know what it was? I was going to do it.
The
Battleship
War That
Potemkin.
Will End War is an H.G. Wells book.
Russian film.
What?
We're going to end on
Battleship
this
Potemkin.
note.
Yes. Does
Bye.
that sign out, John, Richard, Wilson out. Cheers.
Bye.